Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Welcome, Attorney General, and my questions also deal with the opiate and heroin crisis that is epidemic in my state as well. Recently, federal law enforcement officials briefed me on the link between straw purchasing of guns and the heroin crisis in my state. What they described to me is a scheme in which out-of-state drug dealers with ties to inner-city gangs or the Mexican drug cartel come to my state with heroin, find addicts with no records, clean records, to buy guns, and then there's an exchange of guns for heroin. In response to this problem, Senator Leahy and I have introduced a bill to greatly toughen the penalties for straw purchasing and illegal firearms trafficking, because right now it's essentially treated as a paperwork violation if you don't fill out the forms correctly. Our bill, I should make clear, fully protects the rights of law-abiding gun owners and purchasers. Are you familiar with this link between gun trafficking, straw purchasing, and the heroin crisis?
Senator, yes, I am familiar with that. It's a matter of grave concern to us as we look at both of these issues, the firearms issue, but in particular, the heroin crisis. The use of straw purchasers not only inveigles these individuals into crime, but it exploits rather vulnerable people. And because, as you note, the offenses right now tend to be considered paperwork offenses, it can be difficult to obtain cooperation from those individuals to allow us to work a federal case up the chain, so to speak, and in fact, get those individuals who are really running a drug trafficking ring across several states. And those are our targets. Excuse me. Those are our targets. And so we support the efforts that you've outlined to, in fact, strengthen the statutory authority that we would have to prosecute straw purchasers in instances like these. At this point, it would be extremely useful to have a stronger statute because, first of all, it would hold individuals accountable for this behavior. As I mentioned, yes, they are vulnerable and they are being exploited, but individuals do have to be held accountable for the actions that they take. And it would give us the tools that we need to make those cases part of the larger cases, conspiracy cases and trafficking cases that would bring in all of that criminal activity.
I look forward to working with you and trying to get our bill enacted into law.